Hello everyone, Kathy, and today's topic I think most of us can relate to is titled Introvert and Extrovert Relationship. It's brought to you by C1 Productions. But before we get to that, introduce my panelist. Say hi, guys.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, good to be back.
Hi everyone, welcome back.
You feel good to be back. Okay, welcome back, Fritz. Both on both Facebook and YouTube. So make sure you grab your seat and enjoy. And don't forget to show some love to our channel by scanning the QR code provided for just $9.99 a month. You'll unlock exclusive discount and thank you. So let's kick off today's discussion. This is Real Talk. We're going to first clarify what this term means. Introvert and extrovert. So for introvert, they tend to recharge by spending time alone or in a quiet, low stimulation environment. They often enjoy solitary activities, introspection, and one on one conversation. Introvert may be more reserved and prefer smaller gatherings. For extroverts, on the other hand, they gain energy from social interaction and vibrant environment. They thrive in group settings, seek external stimulation, and they are often outgoing, talkative, and very expressive. So, I'm gonna ask my panel, like Fritz, do you consider yourself extrovert or an introverted person?
I would consider myself introvert, not not to the fullest extent though, but I do enjoy solitary moments and I like being alone more often than being in groups or being in a social setting.
And why is that? Why do you enjoy alone moments?
Um I tend to think better and maybe um converse with myself and in prayer better when I'm alone or by myself. I'm able to. Um, I think I can do better. I can think better. I can plan better when I'm sitting by myself and thinking things through. So that's one factor.
Okay, that's nice. What if Josh?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
do
an
you consider
extrovert.
yourself extrovert or introverted
So,
person, Josh?
so I'm an extrovert. I enjoy interacting with people. I learn better. Uh, my my energy gets charged. When I'm in interaction with people. So yeah, I think I'm the opposite of Fritz.
It's not obvious though. Just kidding.
Okay. What about you, Jenny? Introvert or
Uh,
extroverted person?
yeah, I would say I'm a very introverted person. So like Fritz, I like being alone with my thoughts, and I don't really like um, chatting or being engaged in a discussion. I just engage with my thoughts and discuss with myself. So if ever I have anything going on, I just wanted to write it down instead of having conversations. But I do have very limited number of people that I confide with, and those are just my closest friends. So I don't have like a large circle of social uh social friends out there.
Hmm, that's great. For now, we have three introvert and extrovert. For me, I will hype you up. Let's go out. Let's dress up. Let's go out. But when we go to a party, I just like sit for maybe some minutes. Then I just want to go house. I don't want to stay there. But I will hype you up. Let's go party. Let's do this. But at some point, like maybe 10 minutes in the party, I'm just gonna tell you, let's go back. I'm bored. So it's extrovert, and that's nice. Extrovert,
You
and
don't
you're
seem
married.
like
How does that work?
anyway.
Me? Sorry, sorry. Go ahead. You don't seem. What were you about to say?
You seem to be extrovert, but yeah, you know yourself better. So yeah.
No, I love sitting in the house. Okay. Jenny, you're married, right? And you call yourself introvert. How does that work for you? Tell us.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of similar to the topic that we have right now. So I'm the introvert type, and my husband is the extrovert type. So yeah, I don't really want to go out with him to social events, to parties, and whatnot. So he just lets me be. Like he is the he is like the everywhere he goes, and everywhere he goes, he meets a lot of acquaintances. So whether it be at the mall, at the church, at the grocery or whatever, he always meets someone that he knows, and he's like a politician who waves to everyone like that. So yeah, but I'm not that type. So I'd rather be inside the house, sit down, do work, do chores, and all that. And I don't like to be at parties and everything. So that's okay with us. Like it balances our relationship like that. So we just compromise on things. So everything's all good between us.
Okay. But just in some relationship, this can lead to misunderstandings. If one partner doesn't understand the other's need. So, for you, Fritz, you're dating, right? You're introvert. Is your girlfriend also introvert? Introverted person, or how do you work out?
I would say so. I would say so. She's an introverted person as I think she's more introverted
Because
than me. Uh, because I
perfect.
if I'm if in a conversation I'm really engaged and all that, and then I can get going. But for her, she's really not into um social gatherings. One time, just the other day, we went on a date. We wanted to go someplace like in the mountains and have a date like in a coffee shop, but then only to find out because it's a holiday, everybody was there. And so, despite the fact that the place was beautiful, there's good scenery and all that, but because of the mass of people that was there, didn't get to enjoy the place. So yeah, both of us are introverted, so we tend to look for places that we can probably solo and have a quiet time together.
Yeah, it's both introvert, but extrovert and introvert. That would be hard. Some because if one partner out dress up, but you're not in the mood, it's gonna like I don't know how it's gonna work. But let's see scenario. Today we have Klaus and Talia. So Klaus is an extroverted guy seeking an expert who would match his energy. He meets a late Talia via a mutual friend. Talia is an extrovert who captivates him with her quiet. Despite his initial preference, Klaus finds himself aura and begins to develop feelings for her. However, he becomes when he notices Talia's tendency to leave events early which stand in contrast to, to his nature. Despite the uncertainty, Klaus is infatuated by Talia's unique qualities and contemplates asking her out. He wonders if their differing energies will pose a challenge to their relationship. Yet, he admires Talia's quiet strength and finds himself increasingly drawn to her. Despite their differences, Klaus believes that their connection may transcend their contrasting personalities. So, the should extroverted individuals like Klaus compromise their social preferences when pursuing a relationship with an introvert? Uh,
Yeah. So we're talking about
should I repeat the question?
Klaus and Talia,
Okay.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
he's Klaus is attracted with Talia, who is actually a different type from not an
Extrovert.
extrovert, right? But there's a draw, there's the
Mm-hmm.
attraction, you know. Um, I think the key here is really not to look for someone who's same as you, though some people would be attracted to similar tendencies or personality. The thing that we need to look for is someone that inspires love in us, and someone that we feel like loving as well. So someone who could be an object of our love, and someone we could receive love with. So if Klaus is having different, because of Talia wanted to leave events and things that he likes, I think his love for her could, you know, change, or at least they should talk about it. So it's not like, he's not like me, I'll drop her already, something like that. So I think we should look for more than just similar personalities. We need to look for, someone we could love and receive love from. That's my take.
Amen.
Fritz.
But you know, love is blind.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
that's what
And
they say.
you can advise someone who is in love, you know.
Love is,
Okay, what do you think about this phrase?
yeah, love is a mystery full of, love is a rosary full of mystery. Just kidding.
You can't actually, choose who you fall in love with. Yeah, I think for me, close experience of being an introverted individual who is drawn to someone who is introverted is like it's not really uncommon for most people.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
while he has that initial preference towards seeking someone who matches his own energy levels, I think the genuine connection, often transcends the personality types. So it would help his being extroverted and his partner who's introverted kind of balances everything for them for the relationship. So it's not solely about finding someone who mirrors out uh, your own traits, but rather, someone who would complement what you have, I think. So it kind of, you know, enriches the whole experience.
Hmm, okay, good. I I see. Good opinion, Jenny. Okay. Anything to say, Fritz, on this? You good?
No, I just remember the movie. I don't know if you know. A Walk to Remember. But like,
One of
there's
my
this
favorite.
yeah, extroverted guy who's living his life in an adventurous way, and then there's this conservative
Yeah.
woman who captured his heart. I think there's always a balance in these personalities depending on the degree on how introverted they are, extroverted they are. But definitely the balance there is an introvert would still need a community to belong in. um I know some people who are introverts who still longs for to be in a circle where they can open up, and then for extroverted people they also need time alone and to think, right, and to be able to just process things. So I think um there's really no compromise on their social preferences whenever you pursue someone who's the opposite
Mm.
personality, because uh you would still need it, right? If
Yep.
you're gaining energy from from social groups or crowds, but you still need um you may not be gaining energy from being alone, but there's still benefits of by being alone, right? And if you're not gaining energy from being in social groups, there are still benefits on being in social groups as an introvert. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this would involve being flexible. Both parties should be flexible when compromising on their social preferences. Like for example, clause could suggest activities that would cater to both their preferences, their needs. So clause could suggest something like an intimate dinner or outdoor adventures where they can both enjoy each
Right.
other's company without the
Yeah.
pressure of a large social gathering. So yeah, they should always be flexible.
Yeah.
That's a boring. I have to force my partner to do this because she doesn't want to, interact. It's a like a boring relationship.
You don't actually need to force someone. Like what I said, you need to compromise. Like talk it out, and make sure that your partner is amenable to do things which both of you have agreed on. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Or
you
when you're
don't need to
going
force. If the other person
when
doesn't
you're
want it, then you don't need to force.
yeah, or when you're going out on a date, go first to the places where there's a lot of people, and then
Okay.
afterwards go to an intimate place.
You can have it both ways to cater
Okay.
to your.
Uh, mhm. So, is it fair potential partners to match their energy levels? Because on all relationship have expectations. So, do you think it's they're the one who are like mostly affected?
Yeah. So the question is it fair for extroverted individuals to expect potential partners to match their energy levels? So for me, expecting your partner to be an exact match with your energy level would be kind of unrealistic. But you should seek someone with even though you're both you're introverted and extroverted, you would still find that com- you would still find compatible interests and values, and balance out the relationship, I guess. So for clause, it's not about finding someone you know um, that would really match his energy level, but someone who could balance him out, I guess. Yeah. So that's it for me.
I would like to answer
Right.
this one on the introverted perspective. I would restructure this question. Is it fair for an extroverted individual to like expect potential partners to match their energy? I would say even for introverted or whether extroverted, but I'm speaking as an introvert. Um, it's not gonna be fair to expect like your partner if she has or he has a different personality to match whatever it is that you have because I got the thumbs up approval from Pastor Josh. But it's not fair. It's not fair. Let's say for example, just for the love language, right? Like for example, as an introvert, most likely your love language would be quality time and all that because you don't want just to have pep talk with your partner and you want to have intimate ones. And then if you're going to have um like a date outside, you would want it to be romantic and intimate and as much as possible just the two of you, right? And then you have, like, for example, you have an extroverted partner. It's gonna be unfair for you to expect like you know um say that you don't want to be in a place where there's a lot of crowds because of him or because of her, and you would want to just or like put the relationship on your side, on your personality side only. So that's gonna be unfair as well. So you don't want to be putting your partner in, you don't want to isolate him or her because of the personality differences that you have.
Yeah, there could definitely be some challenges in
Okay.
there. Like introverts might need more alone time than extrovert, as what Fritz has mentioned, and they could be constantly craving social interaction. And sometimes the extroverts' need for excitement might, clash with the introverts' wanting for peace and quiet. But despite those bumps in the road, this introvert and extrovert relationship could be like still be rewarding because it's all about finding that balance, that sweet spot where both partners would feel heard and understood. So when they do find that sweet spot, like they could create something, truly special for them.
That's interesting. Josh, you've been quiet.
Yeah, because I've been listening
What do you have in mind right
and
now?
thinking.
Oh,
Yeah, I
deep
actually have
question.
three words in my mind. So first word is these words actually for the past 10 years, almost 10 years of marriage, I could say this is actually keys to lasting relationships. So the first word is acceptance, second is adjustment, and third is adoration. Not really, worshiping type, but first is acceptance. I have to really know, a person has to really know, be aware of who he or she is, and from a self-awareness, a healthy self-awareness of your personality and uh your uniqueness, you get into a relationship with a person who you need to accept also. So both people has to be self-aware, because from that self-awareness they could easily adjust or not adjust depending on their love. But it begins with acceptance of self and acceptance of the other. And so when there's conflict of values or desires, love would actually make way and make space for each other to adjust. And as you accept and adjust, you'll just be there's the admiration of the uniqueness of yourself and each other. And I think those three words would really help couples navigate uh, and grow in their relationship. So that's what's on my mind, Kathy, so far.
Yeah, that's a beautiful word, Josh. I'm gonna put them in place. Maybe instead of going out, instead of having that trouble of having an extrovert and introvert, why don't you like get yourself an extrovert or get yourself an introvert? You can save the trouble. So, should individuals prioritize finding a partner with similar personality type, or is it more important to focus on shared values and interest? Anyone can answer that.
Yeah, I like the question because it's all about the direction of a person's life, the vision and the values and the interest, versus a personality type. It's actually surface level for me. It's a factor, but it shouldn't keep people or two individuals from walking in friendship and even in romance, of course. So I think the question is good because it actually um, makes a couple think about why are they entering this relationship in the first place. Is this value driven? Is this vision driven? Or it's just preference or comfort driven? So I think for me it's important that we know the vision and the value we have for ourselves, and look for someone who would share in that value and vision or interest, and grow along the way.
Man, I would say
Okay.
I would agree on
So
that.
you want to
Um,
back him
I have I have two words though.
up?
Just kidding. No, I don't have two words. The I think the personality. Look, when you're looking for a personality, that's I think that's the dynamic that you're looking for in a relationship. Like for example, you would want someone who's funny and who has humor, or maybe quiet and all that. That's I think that's a beautiful dynamic that you would want to have in a relationship. However, if you're looking for a for example a motivation or something that would really last, then definitely you're going to be looking for values and interests, like common ground where you share or you believe in things that you believe in the same things, and you pursue or you're passionate about the same things. I think that's the thing that would make and help the relationship intact. If you are pursuing the same vision or pursuing the same values and interests. So yeah, personality would vary. It's I would say it changes over time as well. You would be able to introvert at this time, and then you would want to go out at this time. So it changes, but the one that you'll be looking for or should prioritize as well when you're looking for a partner is someone you really have common values and interests. Because if you don't, long term, it's that's gonna be the main call that that um ultimately end the relationship.
For me, it's more
That's good.
important to focus on the it's for me it's more important to focus on the shared values and interests rather than the focusing solely on the personality type, because if you're more focused on that, it would eventually you would eventually overlook the potential connections. So like in this instance for Klaus and Kalia's relationship, so despite their differing energies, they bond over shared interests. So it fosters deeper connection, which is beyond the surface level trait. And also having both your having shared values and interests would um, um, it's something that you would eventually, when you're looking for someone to, uh, have a family with, that would um, potentially go beyond your relationship, but also pour over to you, you, your children having those same values as well. Yeah, you should overlook the uh, the the looking for a personality type that fits yours, but rather have common values and traits.
Okay, but why go through the trouble? Just find a person with your personality. If you want a get an extrovert person, there you're going to save like they're going to be hyped all the time to be in social gatherings. Like just get your person with the same person. That I would say.
Yeah, but
I
love
go
doesn't
through
work that
so much
way,
trouble for that.
Kathy. I think it's not like that. You just know it
You
when
can
you're
make it
there, right?
simple.
It's not that simple.
No,
It's
I'm
really
just saying.
complicated.
It looks simple.
Simple. Yeah, it looks simple and you can make it simple. That's what I would say. You can make it simple if you want to.
But if you're looking,
That sounds too transactional, Kathy. It doesn't
yeah,
work in real life.
yeah. If you're looking for longevity,
What did you want to say,
it's not that
Fritz?
simple. If you're looking at longevity and prolonging the relationship,
Hmm, got that.
it's not gonna be,
Okay.
let's make it simple.
Yeah, relationships really
Yeah.
complicated.
It is
It's
and
gonna be
always will
messy.
be complicated in
Yeah.
any
But
situation, whether you're dating or you're already in marriage.
Real
Even though we
talk.
want it to be simple, it's not.
well, I
You
It's not.
talk,
think people loves making things complicated. Make it simple if you want to, I guess. uh, anyways,
But it's funny,
how
Kathy.
do
We're all in
societal
relationships.
expectation
Except just kidding.
excuse you on that
Shout out to
expectation of
Trixie, who's here all the time.
yeah. So how do societal expectation of extroversion impact introverted individuals in dating and relationships?
Yeah.
Mm, who's going to
Let's
go
go with
first?
Bryce first. What do you
That's a
think
deep
about this
breath,
question?
Fritz. Fritz, because he said, "Go ahead,
whew,
Fritz."
how do societal expectations of extroversion, wow, impact introverted individuals in dating and relationships? Um, I think there's a huge factor that the social media and internet plays on this question, as as I try to answer this one, because if you want to be in the dating scene, or if you want to be in with the dating scene, you have to be putting yourself out there, right? You have to have these accounts, you have to have these profiles, you have to have all these things that would let other people know that you're out there, that you're available. And then, like 10, 15, 20 years before, that it doesn't exist. You only know the neighbor next door, the girl from school, the girl from, maybe someone that you saw the other day, and all that. That's the circle that right? And looking for the the partner would be falling into that sphere of choice. Unlike now that you know you have unlimited choices, I would say, right? And you can go to many places in the internet and see all these people. So because of that, you know, being an introvert, it you know basically not not really harm the introverted people, in the society, but um they're not able to maybe or just limit the exercise of their personality, and put themselves out there even though they don't want to be out there in the first place, right? Because being an introvert doesn't necessarily mean that you don't want to be with someone, right? So if you're an introvert and you're looking for someone, or you're looking for a partner, a lifetime partner, the choices now is yours. The choice is now yours to either limit yourself in the choices that you have in the proximity, or you have to compromise and be active in the platforms that are available right now, and you know maybe swipe left or swipe right, or chat here, chat there, post this picture, post this, you know so many things that you have to do. And I know introvert people are struggling with that.
Yeah, I think for me, these societal pressure can weigh more heavily on the introverted individuals, because they would, you know, sometimes feel like they have this inadequacy or the sense of not fitting in with their extroverted partners community. So for Talia in this case, you know, um, getting into close social circle may be difficult for her as she navigates or grapples with societal expectations of being like Ross, who is, outgoing and sociable. And so, in order to address this challenge in the relationship, I think both partners validate need to validate each other's experiences, and create this supportive environment where they can both be their authentic selves. They can show each other's true nature.
Yeah, I agree with that, Jenny. The relationship should be life giving for both individuals, and it should, you know, not be so affected by the expectations of society, but really committed to the growth of each other. It's not that we do not somehow acknowledge what the society is expecting, but we should be really uh, prioritizing each other than what society is telling us, because we enter this relationship not to please society, but it's really to give value to each other. So that's my take on the tension between the society's expectations.
I'm taking note of the life giving because it's not the first time I heard it from you.
Yeah, live life to the full.
Okay, I said being simple if you want to. Not if you want to. You don't have to go through the trouble of getting extrovert, introvert. You can go extrovert, extrovert, or introvert, introvert. So, because what strategies can introverted and extroverted couples employ to navigate differences in social preferences and communication styles? What do you think, guys?
Guys.
guys. Okay, so yeah, I think one is, curiosity, to get to know a person. Yeah, I think that could be a strategy when you're um, taking the emotional and um, mental perspective of a person. I think that would help you navigate through the differences. When you're more curious, then you're more critical of a person who's different than you. It would help you be more empathetic to uh, the person that you're giving life to. Right, Fritz? So you also receive life when you give life and give love.
On Christmas
So
Day.
yes, as I was saying. But you give life every day, not just
Yes,
on
yes,
Christmas Day.
yes, yes, yes. And every day.
So yeah, I think empathy is a good strategy. Oh, it rhymes, yo. Empathy is the strategy.
Yeah, I agree. Let me just springboard from that and say um, that being selfless and having the uh, prioritizing the other person than yourself, and putting more interest on the other person than your own. I think that was Paul's strategy as well when he told the believers that um, you know being empathetic, and because I think that would keep us from hurting each other, because hurt people, right? If you're hurt from someone, especially from your partner, hopefully you don't want to hurt back. So it's the simple way of ending the hurt, maybe, is to prioritize. Okay, what do my partner need, or what does she want, or what can make her happy. Although it's not as simple as it sounds. It's not that easy, right? Because there's going to be a lot of compromise and a lot of consideration. But um, that's one, um, I would say, strategy that they can employ, as Kathy have said.
Yeah, for me, I think the most important thing is to be accepting on the get go. So, um, and also have that open and honest communication from the very beginning of the relationship. So you would you need to find time to discuss and openly discuss your needs and preferences, and as I've mentioned, finding compromises that work for both of you. So you need to set those boundaries. You can also schedule alone time for the introverted person, and then explore activities together that would help bridge the gap between your differing personalities.
Yeah, and Jen, I think
Okay,
that's where
that's
love
good.
grows. When you learn
Uh,
to be selfless in the process of getting to know each other and serving one another. So yeah, I just wanna piggyback, piggyback, piggyback on that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you're correct. Definitely.
oh, when to introvert and extrovert relationship, it is important that to note that they are different humans. Like you see how the coin is, you have two different types sides of the coin. That's how those relationships are. So we're gonna expect like almost everything about them is going to be different. So I here have some tips for those couples that they may apply. One of them is effective communication. The other one is be open to compromise. That is a must. And number three is be um, can introverted individuals feel pressure to change their natural tendencies to accommodation of their extroverted partners? Anyone can answer that.
Can introverted individuals feel pressured to change their natural tendencies to accommodate the expectations of their extroverted partners? For me, yeah, absolutely. Because um, the lady in this situation may feel pressured to step out of her comfort zone just to meet her partner's expectations. But this, I think, would potentially lead to feelings of anxiety or resentment. So it's very crucial for the male partner or the extroverted partner to validate the introverted nature of his partner and always be supportive and accepting of who she truly is, and also be accepting, I mean, uh he should support her when she feels that way and value her for what she is, what I'm saying.
Let's hear it from the extrovert.
What
Oh,
does the
extrovert.
extrovert have to say?
I was thinking, you know, we cannot expect or demand people to change, but if they do, I wouldn't be surprised because love changes people. Tweet that. So, personalities, in psychological perspective, even personalities could still change. So how? That's the mystery. But when someone is driven by love and respect, I think some people would consider adjusting, themselves. But we cannot demand that. Only love could lead to that. So when one person is loved and secured, I think there could be that compromise and adjustment in the relationship. So we cannot expect or demand, but if it happens, we shouldn't be surprised because that's what love does.
Amen. But do I
Was
agree? Like in the question,
he
can an
preaching?
introverted person feel feel pressured? At times, yes. Let's say for example, this is a real life. This is a real life occurrence. Like for example, for me personally, whenever I chat really plainly. Um, I'm not really used to like emojis and all those stuff, right? I just want, as Kathy have said, make it simple. But because you would want to express, right, to your partner that this is the emotion that you are feeling as you type or as you say those things, you put these things like the emojis and all that stuff. And then believe it or not, I don't, not really hate, but I'm not a fan of Korean things like drama series and movies and all that. But I'm starting to like them. I don't know why. Mm. you know, uh, because I'm being introduced to those things by by my partner, and and ask, we should watch this some other time and all that. And then I try to explore and I try to watch it, and then I like it, and it's not that bad. So uh those are the things I think, not just personality. You are able to, because you're doing the things that you love with someone you love, or you starting to love the things that you do with someone you love, right? So even though you did not think or you did not see yourself loving those things before, but because you're doing it with someone you love, then it becomes natural, and love changes people, as Pastor Joseph said. So I rest my case. Just kidding.
And shout out to, just kidding.
That was a good case if you rest it. What introvert extroverted couples? Time is running out. What advice would you love to give them?
Yeah, my advice is continue to discover yourself, discover each other, and enjoy adjusting in the process of getting to know, getting to accept who you are, your personality. So that's my advice. Continue to be curious instead of being critical, and just enjoy love being the center of it all. Capital L, love.
What about you, Jenny?
Let's save the best advice for
What do you
Jenny. I'll go ahead,
love?
Kathy. I'll go
Hmm.
first,
Go
so
ahead.
we'll hear from Jenny last. uh I would say, not just being curious and critical, but like like I said, springing board from that is really having the active interest, or like active concern, for the other person, because whatever whatever it is that he or she is right now, may it be personality, love language, habits, hobbies, and all that, those things, um those things could change, right? Those things could change, but um it is that it is the it is your care, it is the value that you would want to give to that person, that will eventually overcome, or maybe help you, to accept and to enjoy the things that the differences that you have, may be personality wise, or habits wise, right? So, um taking it a step further from what Joash has said. Jenny, we are waiting.
Okay, for me, so very important here is the communication. So you need to share your needs, fears, and your desires openly and honestly, and don't just assume that your partner knows what you're thinking, because number one, they're not mind readers, and also, you need to respect each other's boundaries, because if the introverted individual would like to go solo, let them go without feeling neglected. And for extroverts, you need to give your introverted partner that space to recharge without taking it personally. And also, I think it's choosing quality over quantity, because it's not about how many friends you have or how often you're out, but what matters is the quality of um, sharing your time together and cherishing those quiet moments together. And also, another thing is embracing your differences. So instead of seeing your partner's introverted or extroverted tendencies as obstacles, you should view them as opportunities for growth and learning, and celebrate each individual's uniqueness and support each other is also very important, and encourage each other to sometimes step out of their comfort zone, but also be there to catch them when they stumble.
Those are
Oh,
wise words. I love this. Okay, advice would be like you embrace your differences rather than seeing them as obstacles. And introvert and extrovert both have unique strengths, and you know, they can work things out, and they do, by communicating openly, respecting each other's needs, and finding a common ground where they can both build a strong and fulfilling relationship. So that's all for today's episode. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to our viewers. Shout out to Trixie for tuning in and my panel. Remember to subscribe for more relationship tips and discussions. Until next time, take care.
See ya.